Hey guys, welcome back to the CBR600RR Performance mod series. If you missed last week's video where I installed my steel braided front brake lines, then you can check it out here. Today we'll be installing some steel braided lines for the rear brake. I have the rear one, I just ordered it and it just came in. I figured I better install it quick because this brake fluid only has about a shelf life of 60 days or something. And the reason why that happens is the fluid sucks in the moisture from the air. I got brake fluid on my fingers, so I'm going to wash my hands and put gloves on. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that I'm going to be using. I got the MotoVlogging 600 RBF brake fluid, link to buy it in the description. I have my Galfer brake line. I have a Genesis bleeder bottle that also will be in the description. You're going to need a 10mm socket, a 12mm socket, and a 14mm socket. And you're also going to need a screwdriver. I have these open-end wrenches in case I end up needing them, but I don't think I will. Alright, so first thing we're going to do here is we're going to take our bleeder bottle. We're just going to remove this cap right here, and we are going to put the tip right on top of that. Our open-end wrenches, I forgot we will actually need them. And this right here is an 8mm open-end wrench. You're going to put it in here. As you can see, the brake fluid is starting to come out. Just a little bit, and you can even pump the rear brake a little bit. See, it's all kind of starting to come out. Really quick, we're going to work with the reservoir here. I do have this little sock on it, pops right off. Basically, what you got to do is you got to undo the cap here. Unfortunately, it's really close to the bodywork, so you can't get to it. I was able to loosen up these screws by using just the head like this. Take this off. And we can remove this. And finally, this is a little rubber thing I was talking about earlier. Now you want to be really careful with brake fluid because it's super abrasive and it will destroy your paint in a matter of seconds. So you always want to be very careful when working with this stuff. So our goal here is to replace this line right here. In order to get this line changed, we're going to have to drain all this fluid. So in order to do that, we're going to have to undo this bolt right here. And once we do that, it's going to cause all sorts of mess. I'm going to try to get the line in there as quick as possible. Can never have too many of these, so just some rags. I bought them at Walmart. It came in a pack of 2 for $3, so $1.50 each, 12mm. So we're just going to loosen it a little bit. It's okay if you drop a washer or something. You don't reuse these washers, so it's not a big deal if you lose them. So I'm just kind of trying to pump any loose fluid that's in the system. You can see the fluid dripping right out as I hit that lever. I'm almost done bleeding that. I would say about 90% of the fluid's out. And this is how much came out. Pretty much nothing. They don't use a lot of brake fluid with these bikes. I have a 5mm Allen head, and you're gonna use that to loosen this right here. Now, this should just slip right out. Don't lose this. And we're going to lift this up. And now this whole entire brake line is pretty much free, and now we can remove the master cylinder side. If you have a really nice bike, not that my bike isn't nice, but if you have like something really nice, then you might want to consider even taking off the rear set. I don't think that's necessary, so I'm not going to do it, but some people might think it's necessary. So again, 12mm right here. There we go. There we go. That had a little bit of torque on it. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this. And this is the line we are replacing. This is the troublemaker line. Not a troublemaker line, the line works fine, but I just wanted the upgrade. Here we have our brake lines. This is the old one, here's the new one. I just wanted to kind of show you guys, there's a label on it for master cylinder. This is what goes to the master cylinder, and this goes to the caliper. I want to take this piece right here off and put it on here. Separate it like that, opens up like a clamshell, and now you have it. All right, so I went ahead and I got this separated. And now what I'm going to do, I'll take my new line. I should be able just to slip this right over it. And what this will do is it'll allow me to mount it where the old one was, and I'll be able to reuse this piece right here. The problem is if you don't have some sort of washer or anything kind of rubber to separate it, you can risk damaging your line. And by say risk, I mean you will damage your line, because this metal rubbing on your line will eventually cause it to leak, and that will prevent it from damaging the line. So I'm going to take this part first, and I'm just gonna try to see if I can put it in there like this. I'm just gonna hand tighten it for now, in case for some reason we have to remove the line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this line. Again, we have our washer there. We take another washer like this, and then it should sit right in there like this. There we go. I'm just gonna leave it loose for now and get the other end in. What I ended up doing, I'm sorry I didn't film it, but I was getting kind of frustrated. For some reason, all the pictures I saw online showed this fitting pointing upward and this one pointing downward. You don't want that though. You want this one pointing upward and that one pointing downward. I was able to reuse the stock cable manager like that, which makes it look a little bit cleaner. I'm gonna remove this tag once I'm completely finished. So now we just wanna tighten these down. This is a 14 millimeter. I don't have a torque wrench, so I'm just gonna get snug. I'm just gonna grab it from right here. I'm just gonna keep going until I feel it snug. Okay, that's more than enough. Now we're gonna do this bottom one. Again, I'm gonna hold it from right here. I don't want torque. Okay, that's enough. All right, so now we are going to add in some brake fluid. Again, make sure that rubber housing is not in there. And you should see some bubbles. And you're just gonna keep adding fluid, keep it topped off. It's not gonna require much. So now it's time to bleed the brakes. Hit the rear brake, open it, there's some liquid, close it, let the rear brake up, check our level's good, hit the rear brake, open it, close it, let the rear brake up, close the screw, lift it up, push it down again, open the screw. You're gonna see all those air bubbles popping right out. You can watch all the bubbles coming out. You can see them right there on the camera. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see because the fluid's so clean and clear, but there are definitely bubbles coming up. Oh yeah, that was a big bubble that just came up. We still got bubbles coming out. So we're gonna keep doing this until we no longer see bubbles. Yep, they keep coming, so we're gonna keep doing it. Check our puddle's good. Okay guys, so we are finally finished with the brake lines on the CBR. You guys already knew that I had the fronts done, but now I've done the rear as well. I do have it on this little tie right here, so it does do this kind of weird little hoop thing. I'm not sure if that's really good or not. I'm gonna leave it. I think it'll be fine. I don't know why they didn't just shorten that a little bit more, make it a little bit more of a straight shot. I have taken this on a test ride already. Again, like I said, the front, it feels so much better. This is by far my most favorite mod. Maybe, well, this or the gear indicator. I really can't tell which one's my favorite. But this, it makes the bike perform so much better. You have so much more feel in the brakes. I think for now on, braided brake lines are going to be one of my first mods I do to my bikes. At least for my super sport bikes. But yeah, the front, the back, it was fun. I didn't get to really test it out too much. I still gotta bleed the back a little bit more, but it's pretty good overall. I mean, it's pretty much there. I just kind of ran out of brake fluid. I was only able to test it in the driveway earlier because it's just so cold out. I didn't want to go too far. But I was able to lock up the rear brake pretty easy, so it wasn't, I mean, it obviously works. The feel is pretty nice. I mean, I mainly did the back just to match the front. The back, I hardly ever use the rear brake, honestly, so it really wasn't necessary. Again, I just did it to match the front. I did like how this turned out, though. That turned out pretty good. It has a weird bend to it, but it worked out pretty well. I think I might put this one back in right here, too, and the one up here as well, to make them sit a little bit more flush, but that can wait. But yeah, the bike's looking great, guys. I love this bike so much. No plans to get rid of it. And stay tuned, guys, because I got a lot more mods coming in. And here's my ASB levers, which I love those. So much better feel. And I forgot to show you, I got the ram mount. I've had those two for a while. I did that a while ago, I just haven't really filmed it. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to leave a like, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.
Let me live my life, the one I'd better lead. All the plans of fantasies, and we looked at them 11 ways. You said, look at me.